What's going on, guys? It's Weather with Jonathan here, and I'm back with another video. In this video, we're going to be talking about the potential for a massive severe weather outbreak and potentially historic wind event and a massive winter storm in the northwest. I'm going to be going over all of this in your forecast. So starting off with severe weather, we've got a massive severe weather potential. You can see these rain showers developing in western Kansas, western Oklahoma, and northern Texas, or the panhandle of Texas. These start to move into places like El Reno and central Kansas, and then these are going to quickly form a massive squall line and race from about northeastern Texas to western Oklahoma, the border, and all the way back through Missouri. So this is going to be a very dynamic event, and we have got a lot of thermodynamics and a lot of wind shear for this. So I'm going to show you our risk. You can see they just upgraded our risk to a moderate risk. You guys, I'll read the city names in the moderate risk: Enid, Oklahoma; Altus, Oklahoma; El Reno, Oklahoma; Elk City, Oklahoma; and Weatherford, Oklahoma. Now, the reason this is a moderate risk is not because of a tornado or a hail probability. This is actually a moderate risk because it has the potential for a massive squall line or slash and I don't I guys I just want to tell you the probability of this actually being a derecho is actually about 20 or 30%, and I think that this will likely be a squall line, but this will be very significant and cause a lot of wind reports. So we have a 5% tornado probability for western Oklahoma and the panhandle of Texas. Then our wind probability is what's really causing this moderate risk. We have a 45 sig for wind. And the reason it's significant is because we're just going to see tons and tons and tons and tons of wind. And this is likely going to go in a straight line right along that line I just drew right there. And you guys, this will be a very significant event. So if any of you guys live in this area, I need you to be aware right now. And I'll be going live for this for about an hour and a half to 2 hours. And our hail probability is only about 15%. This used to be a 30% when this risk was an enhanced risk. But this is for tomorrow, Sunday, the 26th. So this is a very significant event, and I think that this could be a potentially historic event because you can see that very large moderate risk. And this is just going to continue throughout a couple of days, and it'll take out a large chunk of the country because we already had that moderate risk for the south central plains, and that's going to continue throughout the Ohio River Valley and the Mississippi River Valley, and that's going to eventually start producing a lot of wind damage and another squall line in southeastern Indiana, southwestern Ohio, and central northern Kentucky. I think this will also be the same as tomorrow. I don't really think this will get upgraded to an enhanced risk, but you guys still need to be aware of wind damage in this yellow. And then you also need to be aware of wind damage in the marginal risk, because I wouldn't listen, I wouldn't not expect to see a few wind reports and high wind reports and outside of the slight risk. I would expect that to happen. And that moderate risk is what's driven by the wind. So I'll show you our future radar. You can see around Sunday the 26th, we have that squall line developing in the panhandle of Texas around 3 p.m. And that quickly forms into a massive squall line quickly by 4 p.m. And this is a massive one. And this is what's really going to cause our severe weather. 5 p.m. I think is really going to be our hotspot. And then 6 p.m. is when I'm going to be going live. And then 7 p.m. I'll also be live. Then 8 p.m. I'll probably end the stream. But this severe weather is gonna end around about, I'd say, maybe about Monday. The squall line will finally dissipate. It's gonna be a relatively low squall line by the time it's Monday, but you can see around 8 p.m. that really ramps up, and this is where and then at this point around 10 p.m., this is where I think it definitely has a potential, because you can see there's not a lot of storms and rain showers under to the east or to the south of this squall line. So that's going to allow a lot of moisture to come up, and that's why I think the potential is so high, and that's why the Storm Prediction Center issued this and made it a lot more northeast. And this squall line is probably going to be really bad around either 9 or 10 p.m., and it'll definitely really start ramping up around 5 p.m. Now, after this moves out, we can see what happens with this. Can see that squall, like I said, that squall line is still going to be it's actually going to ramp up in Illinois, and then we have that ice potential in the upper Midwest and places like Michigan, Wisconsin, and Minnesota. And then squall line quickly dissipates around in Indianapolis, and then this is where we have the potential for some tiny little supercells to fire up down there in Kentucky and southern Ohio and southeastern Indiana. So I think this is going to be a very dynamic event, and we have some heavy snow potential for the upper Midwest, and it's going to be a mix of everything. If we take our look at our ECMWF 0.1 model, this is our European model. You can see that that squall line quickly moves out of the way, causes some ice. And then this is where I'm concerned. This is before this is about the night before the day of the storm. But Portland, Oregon, you guys just got slammed by a historic snowstorm. And boy, you guys are not going to be getting a break, because watch this. If I pull this out for the next about 12 a.m. midnight, February 26th, I'll zoom in to Portland right now. You can see we have that those snow showers starting off, and you guys already have in Portland about half a foot of snow on the ground. It's gonna melt significantly today. It's probably gonna melt about 1 or 2 inches of snow, so that's good. But then it's really not gonna get a break, because then we have our second round of snow coming in around midnight of the 26th, and that just lasts throughout a long period of time, and then it switches over to rain for about an hour or two, then it switches back over to rain and snow, and then and then half of the time it's going to be rain and half of the time it's going to be snow. So I'll show you our NAM model for this, and it's gonna be weird with this. I'll show you our precipitation. You can see that these the snow, and it's predicting a lot different for Portland, a lot different of a perspective. You can see Portland, heavy snow around midnight, and then that just is going to continue throughout the morning hours, and it'll possibly continue all the way through 9 a.m., and then it'll become mainly cloudy, and then here's where a second round comes in of snow. We'll be getting some snow, and then this is where we also got to watch out. Monday around in the morning, some heavy snow possible in Portland, and then eventually that will move out of the way, and our potentials for snow will be very high. And this is the NAM model, so this is like predicting a lot different, but the NAM model is predicting about 2 inches. Now the GFS is predicting a lot different of a situation. By the time this is all said and done, the GFS is showing about a foot of snow for Portland. I can zoom in for Portland. I'll zoom in a little closer for you guys to see. But look, that's showing about 6 to 10 inches relatively for Portland, and anywhere above 500 feet in elevation on top of what you already have, I think you could see upwards of about 10 inches of snow. Yeah, and this is going to be a very significant event. And from all of this stuff, all of the snow and stuff, it's gonna lead, all of this is gonna lead to about 3 feet of snow in total, I would say. And then if we pull this out to March 13th, it's about a foot of snow for Portland. So that's not very good. And a freezing rain potential. We have a little bit of freezing rain possible for portions of Portland. I don't think we'll see any significant freezing rain. Doesn't look very significant. Now, what's causing the snow to be so heavy at times is our dew points. Look here. I want to show you guys, because dew points about 40 along the coast, that causes, first of all, clouds to develop and causes snow. And if we take a look at our temperatures, it is cold enough to snow for sure. Oh, sorry, I clicked on the anomaly. But you can see over the surface, it's not going to be cold enough to snow, which is why it's going to be raining. But once you get inland, it gets a lot colder. And eventually it starts warming up in the day. But then just goes right back down. And you guys in Portland, I don't really think you'll see a big warm up until at least March, because look at this. Once I pull it out, you start seeing a little bit of warmer temperatures. Then we have that cold blast, and then that warm blast, and then a very actually cold blast. Then here's where it starts warming up, you guys. And it's showing about 60-degree temperatures for the Willamette Valley, some areas. And then eventually that cold is just gonna finally move out a little bit, and I think it's gonna be cold for you guys in Portland for a while. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll record another video later, because I'm doing a video of how the Portland snowstorm happened and what happened. So I hope you guys enjoy that video, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Consider subscribing, liking, and sharing with your family and friends. And I hope you enjoyed this.